Let's start. Unit 24. Number 1. The Nuer are one of the largest ethnic groups in South Sudan, primarily residing in the Nile River Valley. Nuer, Nile River Valley. The Nuer are a cattle-raising people, whose everyday lives revolve around their cattle. Nuer. They have various terms related to cattle, so they can distinguish between hundreds of types of cows, based on color, markings, and shape of horns. They prefer to be called by the names of the cattle they raise. The commonest daily foods for the Nuer are dairy products, especially milk for the young and soured milk, like yogurt, for adults. Nuer. And wild fruits and nuts are favorite snacks for the Nuer. Nuer. The Nuer also have a culture of counting only older members of the family. Nuer. They believe that counting the number of children one has could result in misfortune and prefer to report fewer children than they have. Unit 24. Number 2. Alexander Young Jackson, everyone called him AY, was born to a poor family in Montreal in 1882. Alexander Young Jackson, AY, 1882 Montreal. His father abandoned them when he was young, and AY had to go to work at age 12 to help support his brothers and sisters. AY 12. Working in a print shop, he became interested in art, and he began to paint landscapes in a fresh new style. Traveling by train across northern Ontario, AY and several other artists painted everything they saw. Ontario, AY. They, group of 7, as they called themselves, put the results of the tour together to create an art show in Toronto in 1920. Group of 7 1920 Toronto. That was the show where their paintings were severely criticized as art gone mad. But he kept painting, traveling, and exhibiting, and by the time he died in 1974 at the age of 91, AY Jackson was acknowledged as a painting genius and a pioneer of modern landscape art. 197491 AY Jackson. Unit 24 Exercises. Number 01. Terry Fox was diagnosed with a severe form of cancer at the tender age of 18. Terry Fox 18. His treatment required the amputation of one of his legs. His chances of survival were just 15%. 15%. Fox understandably felt like he had lost control of his life. Fox. But he soon became inspired by a story of someone with a prosthetic leg who ran the New York City Marathon. After his operation, Fox began running and completed a marathon himself. Fox. He then organized a fundraiser that involved running a marathon-length route every day, all the way across Canada. Halfway through his journey, Fox got sick. Fox. People were inspired by his courage and ambition and kept donating to his cause even though he had to stop running. He died a few months later but managed to raise $23 million for cancer research. 2,300. In his terrifying situation, Fox focused on what he could control and died in peace as a result. Fox. Unit 24. Number 02. Completed in 1997, the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao is one of the most important buildings of the end of the 20th century, not only in Spain but also worldwide. 1997 Bilbao Guggenheim 20. This project became inevitably associated with the festive spirit that surrounded the turn of the millennium, which coincided with the city's celebration of its 700th anniversary. 7. This major work of architecture was the product of an intelligent collaboration between the Basque Country Administration and the Solomon R. Guggenheim Foundation. Basque Solomon R. Guggenheim. The former provided the site, logistics, and financing, while the latter contributed with its wonderful contemporary art collections and highly regarded experience as one of the most important art institutions. As part of the partnership agreement with the Basque Country Administration, the foundation reserved the right to select the architect. Basque. After a competition held among a selected list of international architects, the commission was given to Frank O'Gary, one of the most innovative architects of the second half of the 20th century. 20 Frank O'Jerry. The end. Good job.